Taking a look at APE on the 4-hourly chart, it actually looks a lot like Bitcoin here. In my previous video, I mentioned that this would probably be the best case scenario for APE, somewhat of a bull flag here, if you could really call it that. It is sort of at a end of a downtrend here, so typically these are bearish, but we did have somewhat of a pump into this consolidation pattern, so it's kind of iffy. Now that the price has matured a little bit, we're probably in more of a larger triangle pattern here, probably something like this. We drag this out to here, you can see what I'm talking about. And considering how long we've been testing this area, I'm more inclined to believe that we're going to break bearish out of this, as usually these are bearish patterns here. Usually when we move into a pattern like this, we have the same move out of it. As I mentioned, it does get a little tricky when you get a pump to a consolidation like this, so you really just have to see what this does. But considering we have a lot of resistance ahead of this, I'm more willing to bet that it's going to move down from here, considering this large Ichimoku cloud, as well as the EMA ribbon here. We've still yet to break it to the upside. But it is worth a note that on the EMA ribbon, we have been testing it quite a bit throughout this range. So if we do break this to the upside, our next hurdle would be the Ichimoku cloud and this 200 EMA here. We also have to keep in mind, since we are technically in a downtrend here, setting a lower low, we should still expect a downtrend to play out here at some point. So even if we do get a pump to say some of these higher levels, it'll likely be a lower high, and then we'll likely set a lower low. And this really depends on Bitcoin as well and the rest of the market. If Bitcoin continues to tank, this could not even set a new higher high. It could just kind of fizzle out and then die. Head on to the hourly chart. You can actually see the consolidation a little bit better. We've been pretty much trading sideways ever since back here on the 12th of May. And you can see because of this, the Ichimoku cloud and the EMA ribbon really aren't telling us much about this range. We can see that we have been having rejections off of the 200 EMA. So right now, this is really getting squeezed. It really needs to make a decision here soon. Again, if we do break out of this to the upside, it could be pretty explosive, especially considering how many tests we've had of this 200 EMA as well as the 4-hourly EMA ribbon. RSI on the 4-hourly really isn't telling us much. We do have some bullish RSI divergence at play right here, where we have set a higher low on the RSI and a lower low on the price action. These usually indicate somewhat of a trend reversal, but as you can see, we're getting stopped out by this resistance here. So to sum things up here, APE really needs to make a decision relatively soon. You can see we're getting squeezed between the Ichimoku cloud, the EMA ribbon, as well as these trend lines, as well as some of the other indicators on the hourly time frame. You can see we've been cooling up for quite some time, so either move we have will probably be explosive. And if we do manage to break down from here and find the rejection off of the Ichimoku cloud that sets a lower low, we'll likely come down here to the 2618, which is sitting around 226. We'll likely find some support at the 1618, considering we found some decent support here. If we take a price range from the bottom right here to this top, it was around 100% move. So if we do come down to the 2618, I'd expect at least a bounce here before we trend lower. On the bullish side of things, we'll really need to break this 200 EMA as well as the Ichimoku cloud to the upside and potentially use it as support so that way we can trend higher. You can see that the first level we'll likely find resistance at is probably this red box of resistance. I'm actually going to drag it out here so we can see it a little bit better. So if we do break bullish out of here, we'll likely trade through the Ichimoku cloud, find some resistance off of this red box, and then potentially use it as support. But again, we have to break all of this resistance to the upside first. And the bottom of this red box is sitting around $12.28. This is all I have for APE today. If you enjoyed this video, go hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go and do so, as I try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.